right, so Kaylee has been sick. Don't tell her work. She's called off for the day. But
they know.
she can barely sit here, so we're going to try to get our way through this. We didn't want to wait any longer since it's already 2 days past. But, you know, we try. We try our best, and people get sick. I don't ever seem to, but...
No, but I get sick a lot.
Yeah. Chucky. Season 3, Episode 7, There Will Be Blood. Once again, I forgot to include, like, the movie
Oh, yeah.
these titles are based on. I was going to grab the Paul Thomas Anderson film off my wall, but I didn't. It's back there somewhere. You can find it. Make it a little Where's Waldo somewhere in this area.
There.
Anyway, I'm not 100%. I was going to look this up before on Lincoln's death. Because I think he did actually die in the White House because he got shot, and I think they brought him back, and he like stayed in there for a while before he finally perished. So I think he did die there. I'm pretty sure he sees George Washington in here as well.
I don't know who he sees, but he sees somebody that was a president other than Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, I don't know. Because it felt like another guy who was walking out of the room was like Nixon.
Oh.
And Nixon definitely
him.
didn't die in the White House. So, I don't know who that was supposed to be. But it would have been interesting had they only used... And please, if this is the case, let me know. I wanted to look it up. Like, who died in the White House?
Yeah, we don't know anything about American presidential deaths.
I mean, I know some things. I think
I
think FDR also died in the White House. I want to say there's some people who did, but I'd have to say anyway. Doesn't matter. Moving on. I just thought it would be interesting that like you have to die in the White House to be there.
Yeah.
Right. And so, although one appearance here that I know died in the White House and is a friend to the channel, friend to me, is good old Steffi.
Yeah.
Our real receptionist.
That was so cool that she was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really fun callback to earlier in the season, and like, it's just great to see that, that role again.
Yeah, I am leaving off her last name because it's insane. I did get the pleasure of interviewing her for a couple hours. Big horror fan. She is part of the Sinister Cinema horror group, and she comments here and there. So I actually have gotten to keep up with her since the interview. But she definitely kept it a secret that she was going to be making an appearance. And as soon as the episode aired, she wrote me and was like, "Did you see me in the new episode?" So that was pretty cool. Shout out to her. But yeah, that was great. Now we get to see Brad Dourif, Charles Lee Ray walk into the Oval Office and meet Dumbala.
Yes.
And not only do we finally get to meet Dumbala for the first time, but also we get to see, Charles Lee Ray talking to a Chucky doll.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he presents himself as a Chucky doll to him, because Dumbala obviously wouldn't have that appearance. He just does it for him. And all the paintings on the wall that are presidents, but as Chucky.
Yeah, those were weird looking. But Dumbala says, like, I present, like, whatever is, like, most appealing to you, and you're a narcissist, so I'm you, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And it also does make sense that he would be a Chucky doll versus, like, actually a human, because
he sees himself as Chucky.
He does. He's like, I'm fucking Chucky. Like, he is totally identified with the doll. But that was just, like, such a cool scene to see him talking to a Chucky doll. And, like, it's the same voice, like he's talking to himself. But it was so cool. And this is the first time in all of the franchise that we get to see Dumbala.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't had a representation of Dumbala in any of the movies or the series so far.
Well, we didn't think we'd ever get it from the first film, right? It just seemed like some kind of off-screen entity that you're calling to
Yeah.
that you would just never dream of seeing. But when you're 7 films and 3 seasons deep,
Yeah.
there's only so much material you can go over.
Well, and especially like the last 2, like this season and last season of the show are very much like highlighting the paranormal stuff, and I feel like it's just becoming like way more commonplace.
Yeah.
Like obviously in this episode we'll get to, but there's a literal seance happening. Like the White House people call in paranormal like experts.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we got to see Dumbala, and I like that he gives Chucky like another chance to impress him.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is kind of fun because Chucky's heart really isn't in it as much. He's really just trying to please Dumbala versus, please himself. He has lost the thrill. He doesn't, his kills have been less inventive as of late. And he's just like strangling someone with a flag or stuff like that. Something that's not very Chucky. Chucky likes to be big and grand with his killings.
Yeah.
And for Dumbala to call him out on that and be like, it's not about quantity, it's about quality, which of course is kind of a self-referential parody of Don Mancini kind of milking this franchise for all it's worth. Being 10 entries deep into this thing now and eventually wanting to take him to space, so he says. So for Dumbala to kind of call out Chucky and say, your act's gotten stale, you're going to have to really up the game to impress me. And he says, use the blood. The blood is the way through, basically, and that you can control things through it. He does kill Devon Sawa's double, right?
Yeah, that was such a bummer.
That was a bummer.
Because, like, I don't think we talked about it in the review. Maybe we did, but for the last episode, I remember asking you, like, so what? He's just gonna, like, after the president dies, he's just gonna leave and, like, go out in the world. Like, nobody's gonna be like, you literally look exactly like the president.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that they're like, we have to kill you now.
I am.
But it sucks.
It's just that it's the secret. It's not so much like you look like him. It's what he knows.
Right.
And they can't have that out. I was more getting to the point of that Chucky does commit the murders with the blood. And I guess that kill isn't impressive enough yet.
No.
He fills an entire elevator filled with blood, drowns both of them in it. We have this very cool shot of Charles Lee Ray's ghost appearing at the top of the blood, and as the blood cascades over him and we go below the surface of the blood, he morphs into the Chucky doll.
Yeah, I loved that shot. I thought that was really cool.
Which is very cool. But, he says, kill someone, use the blood, get inventive. He does it, and I guess that's not good enough.
No, and I think he's going to have to kill, like, a bunch of more people. But obviously later in this episode... But he said it's
not about a quantity.
Right, you're right. It's not impressive enough, though.
Yeah.
I think that later in the episode, during the seance, he does kill more people with blood, technically.
Yeah.
So.
And it's still not pleasing.
It's still not enough.
Yeah. He's got 5 dead, I think. You got 2 in the elevator, 3 in the seance, I think is how many people die. So, yeah, I guess he's not impressing Dumbala yet. It's very clear that Grant is pretty crazy about Lexi, and it appears that Lexi is also into him. We were incorrect, and people in the comments were right that the actor who plays Lexi's father and the therapist in Cult of Chucky, and he is the VP. I just thought he was an advisor, so, he's the VP.
I honestly just forgot that he was in the first part of the season.
I like that Dumbala has a little trigger that sends people to hell. Very Jabba the Hutt, Jabba's palace. He's going to throw them down and to the rancors and get them eaten. That was pretty funny to me. If you're wondering why we're cutting so much, it's because Kaylee has to continue to keep coughing, and we're trying to edit around it. Moving over to Jennifer Tilly, or Tiffany Valentine, whoever the hell she is at this point. She is trying to get out, and she has everyone except for the sniper. This is actually something that doesn't make sense to me, because the chick that goes to get her out, to go get the sniper's stuff, right? She's going to go over there and have sex with him or whatever the hell to try to get a piece of him. She gets hit by a car, dies, all that. If the sniper is the only one left, then he left for the day. She followed him home. He's gone. So, I mean, what is Tiffany's plan once she's got the sniper? Is the sniper going to take out the other people that she hasn't gotten? Is that the point? Is she needs the sniper? See, that would have been a good plot point to, focus on. Is like, no, I need the sniper so he can take out anyone who tries to stop us. Yeah. Right? But it just made it seem like he's the last cog, and if we can get him, then I can get out. And it's like, but he's home. So leave now. Leave now that he's gone. He's gone for the day. I mean, his shift's over. I'm assuming he's going to be gone for, 16 hours probably, now. But then the guy who takes her off to her other cell and won't let her have the dolls, and the person who's there and is going to put the needle in her and all that stuff. None of those people, I guess by the time she gets to the needle, she doesn't have her dolls anymore. But the guy who comes in to get her, she doesn't have him. No. And he's not the sniper. We saw the sniper. Right. So why doesn't she have him? What people was she getting? Was it night shift only? And then once the day shift comes in, because she's following him home, all the people during the day would be there, so she can't leave during those hours. She has to leave during the hours that the sniper works, because she has all those people during that night window shift. Is that it? I couldn't understand why she can't just leave when the sniper's at home if she had everybody. But the guy who comes to get her proves that she doesn't have everybody.
I was really confused by all of that too, because, I mean, not to reiterate everything that you said, but when she was like, I need him to leave, I was like, he's not going to be the one that's administering the lethal injection, so I didn't understand why she had to turn him. Yeah. Yeah, I just think that was a bit confusing. Yeah, I don't know.
But, it obviously ends with her and Jake both taking the same exact needle, the same exact drug.
So does that mean that she's being injected with something that's only going to keep her dead for 5 minutes if she gets the antidote?
Yes, correct. Now, will one of her people have it? I don't think so, because she doesn't have control of them anymore.
I don't know.
Right? And is it possible that, Tiffany enters the spirit realm, talks to Dumbala, gets herself over... I don't know how the spirit realm works, but she definitely would have unfinished business. Yeah. And would she get over and take possession of Jake's body while he's away from it, Insidious style, or she takes his vessel? Or could Chucky take Jake's body while he's in there trying to get good Chucky? Because this is the whole plan. He's going to go try to get good Chucky to sacrifice himself. I don't know exactly what you're sacrificing yourself for in the spirit world. Yeah. That doesn't really make any sense to me. He has to sacrifice himself. Sacrifice himself for what? How do you kill yourself in the spirit world? You just relinquish your life? And because Chucky's soul is split into and fractured into so many pieces. But wouldn't that mean because good guy Chucky died back at the other joint, and all of Chucky's personality should be there too then? not just good guy Chucky. You'd have buff Chucky, and you'd have, so on and so forth. You had 100 different Chuckies.
Yeah.
Are they all going to be there? I mean, I guess they would have to all pop up, and he's got to find good guy Chucky. But good guy Chucky was turned bad again. So, I don't know. That is very confusing to me. He's going to find good guy Chucky specifically, but good guy Chucky is just Chucky. Right? When he's in the spirit realm, all of his soul should just, I guess because they're shattered, but once again, why would he be there and not every other shattered piece?
I don't know. I do think that we're going to see Tiffany in the spirit realm, and I think she's going to interact with Dumbala.
Yeah.
I'm curious if Dumbala is going to look like Chucky for her or like something else.
Yeah, he could appear as Chucky because she's so in love with him.
Yeah.
That would actually make sense to me.
Yeah.
So he'd probably just be Chucky again, but would it be Charles Lee Ray or would it be Chucky? Right. I don't know. But yeah, if that even happens. I could see her getting saved for all I know. That's not how lethal injection works, by the way. I've seen lethal injection, the machine that does it. They don't just come in and give you a shot in the arm and you go to sleep. That's not how that works. But nothing in this show is realistic, right? No,
it's not.
The president doesn't carry nuclear codes in his front pocket. There's all sorts of stuff in this show that's asinine. But Nika is at the execution. She sends a message from Gigi, putting her at peace, which is interesting that Nika would let her have that, but then is like, you're going to burn in hell. But she kind of gave Tiffany what she wanted. So after that, she doesn't really care. Mm-hmm. I could see seeing a Glenn or Glenda doll at the end of this. For sure, but I just don't see how you're going to work it in, because this was a 43 or 44 minute episode, and it genuinely felt like it was 10 minutes long.
It was over so fast. It was shocking.
Yeah.
How much happened in this episode.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that we are definitely going to get some big cliffhanger set up for season 4. Dawn said that he pitched season 4 to the studio, and he already has a movie in the works. So where this would go, is this going to go into a movie or is this going to go into season 4? I don't know. I would have preferred, honestly, myself, Chucky to have dropped the nukes.
Yeah.
And to be kind of like in this war torn, almost post-apocalyptic world where Chucky is like going around and they're having to deal with that world and Chucky.
That would have been really funny and interesting.
That would have been wild.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the setup that they have at the end of another popular horror show. I think that we're going to get a big reveal, cliffhanger thing here. We had speculated that one of the big 3 were going to die. Devin was the obvious choice here. With Jake going under, I just have a feeling his body is going to get taken. Devin could sacrifice himself to save Jake. I could see that happening. How? I don't know.
Yeah.
He has the antidote. They have 5-minute window. He's going to bring him back after... he talks good guy Chucky into sacrificing himself in 5 minutes. Good luck. I don't know if time works differently there, like an Inception or something, but...
He definitely will.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm excited. We got 1 episode left, and then season 3 comes to a close.
Yeah.
Which, because we had such a big break in between... this feels like a very quick season, since it's only 4 episodes that we got in the second half of things. So this is here and there, here and gone so fast. But yeah, I still think Devin's probably going to die. They've set it up like crazy, but it would be a big rug pull moment if it ended up being Jake instead.
It would be shocking.
Yeah. Do you think that we're going to see Lexi's sister in this episode coming up?
I could see us getting like a teaser for her, but I don't know.
I think we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, if you don't put her in here, then Lexi's entire point of this whole season has been to be eye candy for the president's son.
Yeah.
And that's like, she's done almost nothing else. And it's like, her whole driving point is supposed to be her sister.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, are we getting to that? Because Chucky says, there's only one way to find out, right? Kind of thing. So what that will be, we shall see.
We shall see.
If it's Chucky, it ain't going to be a good thing.
No.
He's not going to make her do some like harmless dare.
No.
Or truth. It's going to be like, kill somebody if you want your sister back. But he ain't going to give her back.
No.
He thinks she's the heir apparent. So, yeah. Anyways, I think Kaylee's going to drop dead if we don't stop here.
I'm sorry.
She's, oh my goodness. We've been coughing it up.
Yeah.
You're not feeling well. So we gotta be done with this. But hey, we are dedicated to this damn channel. Kaylee will sit here and die right here on the channel just to get these reviews up. I gave her the choice to do this or not, and she went in there and she could barely stand up to do her makeup and was like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
So if it sucked, it is what it is. We wanted to get it up.
Yeah.
And that's that. So
that.
thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. And let us know what you think, and we'll see you in the comments.
Bye.